Good morning, YouTube. I'm here with Dave Johnson. We're actually at an ICF pour, believe it or not, but a lot of you guys come to me for thermal benefits or structural benefits of ICF. The other thing is how much more fire resistant these structures are, and Dave is one of those people because we're standing in front of his house right now that he was inside up on the upper floor about, 6 months ago?
Yeah.
When it caught on fire while they were sleeping, and him and his wife barely made it out. And he ended up coming off that roof, off that porch roof to get out. So, Dave, you want to talk to me about your ICF journey? You and Cody are doing big things in the Springfield market. They do ICF pools too, guys. I've shown you some of the pours with him and his son. But today is about a workshop that he's doing.
So I think our journey started about a couple years back. We were doing a lot of flat work, a lot of concrete work, and we're just looking for a niche. And I just knew in my mind pools was a great place. It's a great niche, and then I started researching it, and the ICF is just a better product. Like nobody else insulates like we do. I just tell people, hey, you can do fiberglass and you can do shotcrete, you can do all these crazy things, but our pool is insulated and no one else does that. And it just is what it is.
Like you're building a Yeti cooler.
Yeah, right? I can't make them. I'd say one day maybe they'll catch up to us, but right now,
not even close. And so then when this thing burns down, no-brainer to go back with ICF. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this was the old farmhouse that was here. I rebuilt it, and unfortunately it burned down. So right now we're building my 30 by 70 shop in the back.
Which you'll see here in a minute. I'm going to take you guys, Cody's pouring it as we speak, so I'm going to take you back to it in just a minute.
Yeah, we went through the training early on with Aaron, and it's
ICF training about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Yeah.
And testament to Aaron, he's always been there by our side. My son is 21 years old, and he just bought the farm next to me.
Just bought his first house at 21. He beat me by 2 years. I was 23 when I got my first.
He literally is back there, built this entire structure by himself. I didn't help him a bit. So definite proud dad moment, but that comes out of all the training and all the support, because
we're here for you.
He calls Aaron all the time about questions, little things here and there, and Aaron has just really set us up to. We've also partnered with Aaron on some big pools.
Yep, when you get it over your head, we're always there for you on that too.
Yeah, we had some really big pools early on.
I'm actually going to do a tour of the one with the Eco Finish.
Oh, cool.
In the next week or so with Cody.
Yeah, and so we just went in, we partnered with Aaron, and it just helps because there's so many little nuances to what things you don't know. There's more you don't know than you know, and it's just you gotta have somebody there to help you out, and every single question about the jets, the lights, pulling wires, drains. I mean, it's endless. So I would highly recommend it.
Recommend the training. Great. We do have another training coming up in October, guys. You just go to all3pools.com to check that out. Pat will set you up. All right, Dave, let's get, I think I just heard another concrete truck roll in. Let's go boss Cody around a little bit. Fox Blocks shop with 14-foot walls that they're going to pour today in one shot. I don't actually think that's that big of a deal. This guy right down here is puckered. He thinks it's a very high pucker factor. Would that be fair to say?
What's that?
That you think that this is a really high pucker factor, even though it's totally not.
It's a tall wall for sure.
It's good. I'll flip it around here. His son did all the work, and I trust his son has done a good job. I did tell him that if he messes up, it'll make a better video, but I don't think he has. I think it's a really, really fine work. This is probably the best vantage to get the really full feeling of the wall height. It's pretty awesome. It's over 14 feet high, guys, that they're gonna pour all here today. They're only up about 3 feet in it right now. I was just tapping on the wall. But we've poured, I think, up to about 24 feet. I think most of the block companies will tell you to stop at 15 just to make sure you're getting good consolidation and everything. On this house I've got coming up with the new block, I'm gonna show you guys a really cool surface vibrator that is just kind of a great belt and suspenders, and that we carry in stock. But in the meantime, we don't have one here today, so I'm not going to show that. But they're paying pretty close attention to the walls to make sure they don't get any voids or anything. But yeah, guys, this one is it's really basic. Honestly, it's just tall, and Not too difficult at all. So they've chosen to just use 2x12s for bucks. So they've drilled these round holes that they're trying to get it to flow under. Cool thing is, with the trim hose that they've got on there, they can actually, on these longer bucks, they can simply add the concrete directly to the holes to get it to flow under. So, pretty easy process. That's why Dave's doing it and Cody's up on the scaffold, because this is the easy part. There's Dave pretending to work again. That's not a job that really has to be done. He's just trying to look busy. Cody's doing the real work. No, I guess the last bit of that truck's got, what does it have in it? What'd you do? Plasticized with calcium in it? So it's getting a little cool. You can see we got some of these remnants of the hurricane. It's not super warm. And being that they're pouring this high, they want it flowable. So they bring it out at about a 4, then they plasticize it. You can see it's actually running pretty good, but they put 1% calcium in the first half of the yardage. So when they're about halfway up the wall, the bottom stuff is already kicked off and firmed up. So they're not putting complete fluid pressure 14 feet high. Just kind of a little trick we do. You can see it's actually flowing really good. I don't know why it got plugged up. Maybe that first bit, the plasticizer wasn't in it. But he stacked a little bit up on top of the rebar because he's got 2 courses of rebar on the top.
Over these doors, we gotta wet it up.
That's a lintel over the top. So yeah, you saw them stacked up that little thing of concrete. Is partly because of the lintels over their doors. They've got a lot more rebar going on, and it makes it a little harder to get the concrete down. That's why you got to have a vibrator, especially for those parts, but just in general. For the most part, getting flowability down that wall is very easy, but when you do have rebar horizontally more than one, it can begin to collect concrete. So I'll come down here, stay out of their way a little bit, let him work toward us. So you can kind of see why you want to use a trim hose here, guys. He's able to squeeze that hand down and actually keep it off of the rebar for the most part. Kind of run it down one side of the wall, and if he lets go, see how it widens out. So that's kind of, I mean, your hands will cramp up after a day, but you can kind of get that concrete running in kind of a oval instead of a cylinder. And it enables you to point it, especially this is a 6-inch wall. So even if he had the big hose on, the entire 6-inch or 8-inch hose would be filling the wall up, and you'd have no room for error. So that's why we like those trim hoses. They come in very handy in ICF work. So Cody and his dad had a good bit of trouble with the concrete plants today. They were having some mechanical difficulties, and the trucks were delayed a little bit. It didn't really hurt anything, but I had to leave before they completed the pour, and everything turned out great. They didn't have any trouble at all, and I just really enjoy watching guys that I've helped get into this do well. Cody is literally 21 years old and just killing it. Gives me a little bit of hope for the next generation. And guys, like I said, if you're interested in learning about these trades, absolutely hit up all3pools.com, or you can email us at support@all3pools.com. See you next week.